Okay, so today is day 67 worth of marathon prep. My name is Brian. I'm here documenting my learning and my thinking on this channel. Having said that, today I wanted to talk about goal setting. I am going to get out on this run and then later I am going to talk about what does it mean for me personally to set a good goal. And maybe the goal setting process will work for you as well. I think the goal setting process spans most areas of life when it comes to things like this. It's always good to have a target. But I want to just talk about my approach to goal setting and how I feel it's worked for me. So I am approaching the goal right now of 10 hours in a week. It's going to be tricky, but I am working towards that goal. So I'm going to get out on this run and I'll be right back with the rest of the goal setting talk. Here we go. Okay, so back after that run, felt good to get out. My kids have my tripod right now, but I do want to say legs felt good. I am curious to see the tension this 10-hour week is going to put on my body before my longest run to date on Saturday. So I am a little bit concerned about tomorrow's run if I'm going to log another hour then before the longest run, which will probably be about 3 hours on Saturday. So I have to pay attention to that and figure out a plan for tomorrow. But having said that, I want to get back in there and talk about goal setting. And I'm going to take you inside and we'll do a little work around goal setting. Here we go. Okay, so I wanted to walk you through my goal setting process when it comes to fitness goals. And this has a lot of overlap with other goals that I work through, whether they're educational goals or they're a checklist for goals that I work through with teachers and baseball coaches. So the way this works is there's an acronym that goes along with it. This comes from the work of Jim Knight, who is an instructional coach at the University of Kansas, and his group works out of the University of Kansas. And we use that term, the PEERS goal. So the PEERS acronym is PEERS. Now, that corresponds to what does it mean to make a goal educationally to improve instruction. And in a separate video, I can walk you through examples that illuminate that process. But for now, I want to stick to what does it mean to use the PEER model or the PEER portion of PEERS goals for fitness goals, and using it as a check to develop goals that are going to move you forward and help you grow. So as you know, as I mentioned earlier in the outset of this video, I am on a pursuit of 10 hours worth of running in 7 days. My previous longest amount of time running occurred when I ran my 50-mile week, where I amassed 9 hours and 23 minutes, I believe. And that was really something that I was connected to. I believed that I wanted to knock out 50 miles, and I got to that 50-mile mark, and basically I was done. This goal is a little bit different in that I'm not sure how many miles it will equate to. My guess, if I had to guess at this, would be anywhere between 55 and 65 goals or 65 miles for the week. But I just want to talk about how I arrived at the 10-hour mark. So the first step was for me to look back at previous data. As I mentioned, I looked back at the largest volume week I had, which was 50 miles. And I looked at the amount of time I spent running that 50 miles. And as I mentioned, 9 hours and 23 minutes. I couldn't just put a goal in that said 9 hours and 23 minutes because I already know that outcome. I know that it is attainable and it would be a good goal, but it's not a step up from a previous goal. And it's not necessarily going to improve my fitness level or my running ability in any way, shape, or form. Well, it would, but it wouldn't improve it to the point where I need to continue to make gains. So I had to increase the volume of that. So the first step is look back at historical data, like what tells you that this is a logical goal to go through. And that's the first step. Get a sense of your current reality. The way that I always explain it is, at my age, the idea of playing in the MLB is not a logical goal. I'm 45 years old, I'm 5'8", and I've got a family of 4. So it's unattainable, it's unreachable. There's nothing that says that I can be in the MLB. What I can do is have a goal to improve my hands to help my summer softball team, right? Like, that's a logical goal. So when it came to running, 10 hours, looked at my historical data first. And then I used the acronym, and I'll try and flash these, and I'll flash this at the end and take a screenshot of this too. The goal, first of all, has to be powerful, right? It has to make a difference in the work that I'm doing. If it doesn't make a difference, then it's not a powerful goal. And in this case, running 10 hours will make a difference because it will actually put me on a path to increase my volume for the week. So it is very powerful. The second part of this is, so the goal setting is it has to be easy. Not in the sense easy that it's easily attainable, but easy to implement. I'm gonna run regardless this week. Is it easy for me to get out and probably log 10 hours in a week? Yeah, there's nothing that impedes my progress from getting out there and doing it. It's not like I don't have shoes. It's not like I'm running on an injury right now. I do feel a little bit banged up, but it's easy to implement. I've done this. I run consistently each week. Therefore, it's easy to implement. It's not a far stretch. The third part of this is it has to be emotionally compelling. It has to push you to act in a certain way. It's a call to action, and you have to be connected emotionally to the goal. I want to knock out 10 hours this week. I'm emotionally invested in the work to attain that particular goal. So it is propelling me that by saying 10 hours, I am forced to then act in a certain way. If I logged 2 yesterday, 1 today, I'm at 3. I have to act on the next 7, or at least put in some action to get to 10 throughout the rest of the week. And then the final part of this is it has to be reachable, okay? And I put always in there, like, it has to come with some sort of tension in order for the goal to be reached, but it is reachable. It's not like I'm saying, hey, I've done 9 hours worth of running in the past and 50 miles. I think I'm gonna try and log 25 hours this week. That seems a little bit far-fetched and unreachable. 10 hours comes with a little bit of tension and can be reached. So the goal setting process for me really comes down to these 4 pieces. It has to be powerful, it has to be easy, you have to be emotionally compelled to act, and finally, it has to be reachable. I'm gonna put a screenshot of this up, and if you're looking for a checklist that I have a checklist that kind of helps with this goal setting process. If you want information on that, I'd be glad to share the work that we use in education and how I reformatted that to become a checklist for setting a goal when it comes to my fitness work. But this whole process keeps me in check, keeps me challenged. It compels me to act in a certain way to achieve goals that matter. I really hope this video helps. I will put the run details from today's run here. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thanks.